In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a viral TikTok video that's providing advice on how to quit vaping. As someone who's personally struggled with nicotine addiction for several years of my life and now is a certified addiction recovery coach that runs programs helping people quit, I have a lot to say about this video, so let's jump right into it.
I quit my vape 3 weeks ago today. First and foremost, this is not my vape. This is plant-based, no nicotine, no tobacco, caffeine diffuser. I couldn't get over the oral fixation, so this helps me.
First thing that I want to address, I get solicited all the time for my TikTok channel and my YouTube channel by these vape diffuser, essential oil diffuser, caffeine, melatonin, and vitamin vape companies. I absolutely refuse to work with them. So please stop emailing me. I will not work with you, and that's because I think these products are garbage. They're solicited as almost a healthy alternative to vaping. And the pitch is that you're not using nicotine, which is true. This may help you break the addiction to nicotine. But let's be very clear. Vaping caffeine, I am going to assume long-term is not a safe idea when it comes to your heart health, when it comes to your blood pressure, and especially when it comes to your energy levels and dopamine production. Vaping caffeine and the effects that caffeine has on the body is very, very similar to nicotine. It's also highly addicting and very easy to develop a dependence on. So personally, I don't think vaping caffeine is any better than vaping nicotine. If anything, I would argue we have way less research out there on vaping caffeine than we do nicotine, which may in the long run prove to be more dangerous. Secondly, I understand that there's a habit, that oral fixation, but there's way better products out there on the market. The point in quitting vaping is to get healthy again. And what I often see happen is people will quit, they'll pick up these essential oil vape diffusers, and they're not actually giving their lungs and their body a chance to detox, because when you consume these products, you're still getting all of the harmful byproducts that are created by the act of turning the oil or the PG or the VG into a vapor. That's what makes the harmful byproducts. It's not that they're adding formaldehyde into it. That's a byproduct when the vapor is created. You're still getting all those things in these vapes. So what often happens is people switch to these. They physically don't feel any better. Sometimes, let's say someone gets addicted to a caffeine one, they actually wind up feeling worse than they did on nicotine. And then they eventually just say, well, quitting wasn't worth it. I'm going to go back to vaping nicotine again. So I am adamantly against these products. Stop emailing me. I'm not going to do sponsored posts.
Second trick, put your vape in a box. Every time you get a craving and you go to reach for your vape, cover the box in a piece of tape. Now this tape sucks because it's just washi tape, but you just cover the box. Then when you're really about to cave in, you'll be like, oh my gosh, look how many times I already said no.
I like this idea. I think it's a good idea. There's nothing wrong with it. Although my opinion, get all the vapes out of your house. Get all the things out of your house, because if you become tempted to hit that again, listen, I pulled a vape out of a garbage can. I've reused chewing tobacco dips before, which is pretty disgusting if you think about it. So to me, I would tear right through those days to get to that vape if I really, really wanted it. So although I think it's a phenomenal idea and definitely worth trying, my advice, get rid of all the nicotine-containing products in your house when you quit vaping.
Other things that helped me, mints, a ton of popcorn. You can get 0-calorie flavored powders for the top of your popcorn. That's just in case you're worried about gaining weight after you quit vaping, because people tend to worry about that.
I really like what she said about mints and popcorn. I wish she would have linked the flavorings to the popcorns here. Maybe I'll put some in my video description. And I think those are great ideas. When it comes to weight gain, this is actually a very common myth about quitting vaping. Yes, you might have a little bit more of a sweet tooth, but we encourage people to eat fruit. This happens because nicotine impacts your blood sugar levels and your insulin levels when you consume it. Nicotine, when consumed, spikes blood sugar temporarily. So when you quit, I recommend focusing on eating healthy fruits. And for most people, that's going to do the trick. And you're not going to gain a bunch of weight from eating fruit either.
My comfort water bottle with a chewy straw.
Okay, I love the water bottle advice. I think this is a great thing when it comes to fixing the oral fixation problem that people have when it comes to vaping. Not only that, not only are you chewing on the straw, but you're also coming up with a new behavior. Every time I want to hit my vape, I'm going to drink water. I'm going to chew on this straw. I think that is phenomenal advice, and I actually think that's the best piece of advice I have heard throughout the entirety of this video so far, which again, I'm not judging this person, I'm just saying I got a lot of problems with this video.
And of course, caffeine. I like the caffeine buzz. I can't drink caffeine all day though, because then I get the runs. I got IBS. So again, this comes in handy. They also have them in melatonin.
Why are you still drinking Monster energy drinks if you have the caffeine vape diffuser? Way too much caffeine. All you're doing is increasing the heck out of your caffeine tolerance and your caffeine dependence. I mean, I would imagine that this individual feels exhausted throughout the day unless they're constantly consuming some source of caffeine. It's the same thing with nicotine. We consume the drug spikes dopamine, it gives us energy, the drug detoxes our body, we get withdrawal symptoms, and then we need to consume more of the drug. I fell for this too. Actually, when I quit vaping, I couldn't successfully quit until I quit drinking energy drinks. Energy drinks and vapes for me went hand in hand. I had to quit Monster white can energy drinks in order to quit vaping. It's like people have to quit alcohol in order to quit smoking cigarettes. They went hand in hand for me. But I think in this case, this is actually probably a very dangerous combination. Secondly, remember, in a lot of these things, you're still getting the artificial sweetener aspartame, which a lot of people do develop health complications due to this artificial sweetener. So again, if the point in quitting is feeling better, getting more energy, freeing myself of addiction, why would I want to wind up with a caffeine addiction and still wasting money and health on these not so good products? Melatonin vapes, I'm not even going to go into it in this video. I think it's a horrible move. This vape company, they say they're all about sleep because they make melatonin vapes. Well, if you're selling caffeine vapes, caffeine being terrible for sleep and insomnia, especially people are doing that at night, I don't really view this as a health company or a company that values sleep just because you put melatonin into a vape. Melatonin is also a hormone. I don't know what literature we have out there on vaping melatonin long term, but personally, it is absolutely not something I'd want to mess with. If you're hitting caffeine all day long and then trying to balance it out with melatonin at night, you are setting up your circadian rhythm for a host of dysfunctional disorders. I really, really worry about this. I think you're better off with nicotine.
I have a link in my bio for a discount if you want to try them. The second week was the hardest for me, but you got this. I believe in you.
I love the encouraging words, but also the discount code. I have no problem with getting your bag and getting sponsored, but personally, I wouldn't want to take on the liability of sponsoring one of these vape products because of long-term safety issues. I would be worried if I was an influencer and someone goes and has this product and has a heart attack or has a stroke or even develops addiction to it because they kind of market it as non-addictive, I would worry about a lawsuit down the line. So I would caution any influencers who are in this space to be very, very careful with these products. Now, I don't say this necessarily with bias, but of course, I do have supplements and products that I like recommending to people. So I'm totally for that. I just think we got to be extra cautious in the things that we talk about and recommend. I think this, although is going well for her now, is eventually going to lead to some type of problem long-term or going to wind up in a nicotine relapse. That's judgmental of me to say. I shouldn't say that. I wish her best of luck, just like she wished everyone else. But this is not at all how I would approach quitting vaping. We got to break the habit. We got to break the cycle. We got to break the addiction. And all I see here is trading one addiction for another, both of which are harmful to our health. And the point is to feel healthy and feel better when we quit. If you want some more tips on quitting, follow me into the next video where I talk to you about how you can formulate the mindset necessary to quit vaping and quit nicotine products without any substitution products. I'll see you guys there.